the name that everyone's talking about right now, Zalance Heard, or Lance Heard, as a lot of people mention him, the former 5-star recruit that went to LSU, kind of fell behind some other guys that were really talented on the offensive line, finds himself in the portal, heads to Tennessee, makes it out of Knoxville without committing to the Vols, and then shows up in Norman over the weekend, spends a lot of time at OU. Seems like things went well. Still no commitment as it stands that we do this live show on Tuesday evening, though.
Yeah, and that's kind of the scary thing. The further that you get removed from that visit that Lance Hurd had in Norman, spending a couple of days with Bill Beanbo over the weekend, yeah, it's definitely the crown jewel, as you labeled it in the itinerary, Adam. 6'5", 300-pound left tackle out of LSU. He was a top 15 player in the class of 2023. You know, one of the crown jewels of this cycle's portal class, and this is a massive recruitment for Oklahoma going into 2024. You lose your starting tackles in Walter Rouse and Tyler Guyton, both to the NFL. I know Spencer Brown has a lot of potential coming over from East Lansing. Jacob Sexton, came on strong towards the back half of the year. And if you're Seth Luttrell going into next season with Jackson Arnold, having a firm grasp of that starting, QB1 position in Norman, protecting Jackson's blind side is by far and away a top priority for this football team going into next season. And from everything that we've heard, Bill Beanbo has done everything. He has thrown everything but the kitchen sink into this recruitment, trying to land Lance Hurd. They're playing the NIL game. They're preaching the opportunity to come in and start day one. They're selling Bill's track record with developing guys, not just into draft picks, Adam, but starters in the NFL that go on to have long, successful, wealthy careers. And I know that they're competing with other programs like the likes of Tennessee or an Ole Miss, who's coming into the fold. That's a program that, when you talk about the impact that the transfer portal could have on your roster and flipping it from one season to the next, Texas A&M has been one that's been heavily involved, but, Ole Miss is one with what they're doing the last, month or so in the transfer portal. Some of the guys that they brought in on both sides of the football, this is just another one where is Oklahoma, yes, they are playing the NIL game, but is it essentially going to be, we're getting left at the altar once again, just because we simply, priorities might be different than developments. Maybe some guys are prioritizing, collecting a bag a little bit more so than actually playing football. That remains to be seen. We're not going to label that for this kid or anybody else.
We're not far off, though, from like this kind of turning into a little bit of a meme recruitment, because the transfer portal, everything cycles a little bit faster in the terms of like visits and what they're asking for in those NIL conversations. It's almost there for me in the sense that like he hasn't made a decision between Tennessee or OU, and maybe there is a visit upcoming to Ole Miss, and this is a guy that is a former 5-star, so there probably is an element of a guy that says, hey, I deserve the 5-star treatment, which maybe he's worth it.